So here's the thing about my channel. Usually, I dig through murder mysteries, cold cases, unsolved deaths, the usual darkness. I like stories where something doesn't add up. But last week, I was researching, going down the usual rabbit hole, and I stumbled across a name I'd never heard before. Frano Selak. At first, I thought it was a murder case. It wasn't. Then I thought it was a crime story. It wasn't. The more I read, the more confused I got. Because this man's file isn't about how he died, it's about how he didn't die. Again and again and again. 7 times. By the time I finished reading, I wasn't confused about the murder anymore. I was confused about the luck. What even is it? Is it random? Does the universe have favorites? Because if it does, Frano Selak might be the only person in history who could personalize get out of jail free card. From God, from fate, from whatever you believe in. So today, we are not talking about death, we are talking about the only guy death gave up on. Frano Selak was born in 1929 in Croatia. Normal upbringing, became a music teacher, lived a quiet life, and then in 1962, someone upstairs decided to test just how many times a human body can say no to the grave. Let's walk through his greatest hits. January 1962, freezing cold day. Frane is on a train heading to a trip. He's probably relapsed, maybe reading a book, maybe napping. The track is too icy. The train slits. It wobbles, then it leaves the tracks entirely and plunges into freezing river. Imagine that moment. You are sitting there, warm inside, and suddenly you are underwater, freezing under rushing in. People screaming. 17 passengers never made it out. They drowned in the cold, dark water. Frane? He pulls himself out. He crawls into a bank, wet, shaking, and broken arm. Hypothermia settling in, but breathing. He goes home, changes clothes, probably makes a cup of tea, sits by the fire and thinks, well, that's the worst travel experience I'll ever have. Oh Frane, you sweet summer child. The universe was just warming up. 1 year later, Frane decided flying might be safer than trains. It is not. It's absolutely not. He boards a plane in Zagreb, a small plane, commercial flight. Everything is fine. He's relaxing, maybe humming a tune, looking out the window. Then, mid-flight, a door malfunctions. Not a window, a door. The kind of that is not supposed to open at 30,000 feet. It blows open. Now, if you have ever been near an airplane door at altitude, here's what happens. Everything's not bolted down gets sucked out, including Frane. He's standing too close, the wind grabs him, he's gone, sucked out of the plane. No parachute, no warning, just blue sky. He's falling, tumbling, wind screaming past him at 200 miles an hour. He's probably thinking, I should have stayed on the train. The train was fine, the train was just water. This is the damn sky, this is worse. He falls and falls. 30,000 feet, that's 5 miles. That's enough time to reflect on every life choices that you brought here. But below him, a farmhouse, luckily with a snow-covered haystack on the roof. He hits it, crashes through the roof, lands in a pile of hay like a drunk college student after a bad decision. He stands up, brushes himself, walks outside. No crashes, no scratches, no anything. The plane crashes, 19 people died, and he survives. 1966, Frane get on a bus, probably thinking planes are out, trains are out, buses are safe, buses stay on the ground. The bus does not stay on the ground. This bus drives off the road into a river, straight into a river. Imagine being on that bus. 1 minute you are looking out the window at the mountains, the next minute you are underwater. Again, water rushing in, people panicking, 4 people drown. Frane, he swims to the shore. He climbs out, dripping wet again. At this point, his friends probably stopped offering him rides. His family probably hid their car keys when he visited. Friend thinks public transport aids me. I'll drive myself. I'll control my own destiny. 1970, he's on the highway, driving along, nice day, windows open, then smoke pours from the vents. Thick smoke, burning smell. He pulls over, he gets out, he walks 10 feet away to see what's wrong. The car explodes. Not from a car crash, not from a collision. The car just decided it was done. It chose death. Frane did not. He stands there watching his car burn, probably thinking, I just wrote this. 1973, Frane buys another car. 3 years later, new car, different model. Surely lightning won't strike twice. It strikes twice. He's driving. Same thing, engine catches in fire. But this time, the flames shoot through the air vents directly at his face. His hair burns off, his eyebrows disappear. He looks like a startled egg. He pulls over, gets out, watches his second car burn. At this point, car dealership probably saw him coming and locked the doors. Mechanics pretend to be busy. 1955. Frane is crossing the street in Zagreb. Normal day, nothing happening, he's just walking. A city bus hits him. Just a little reminder from public transport, we haven't forgotten you, Frane. We will always find you. Minor injuries, he walks it off, probably didn't even spill his coffee. This is the one, the grand finale, the reason we are all here. 1996, Frane is driving in the mountains, winding roads, beautiful views. Then a United Nations truck surges into his lane. Big truck coming right at him. Frane has a split second. Hit the truck head on or swerve. He swerves. His car smashes through a guardrail and flies off a cliff. Now he's not wearing a seatbelt. The detail matters. The car plummets 90 meters. That's almost 300 feet. He's inside, falling, then the door flies open. He's thrown out. He's tumbling through the air. No car, no protection, just him and the void. He reaches out. He grabs something. A tree branch, a single tree growing out of the cliff face. He is hanging on this tree, watching his car burn 300 feet below, thinking, I really need to stop buying cars. He climbs down the tree. He walks to a farmhouse, asks to use that phone. He calls his wife. Honey, I crashed down the car again. He's 67 years old now. After the tree incident, Frane retires. 7 years pass, nothing happens. No explosions, no crashes, no near-death experiences, just peace. He probably thought the universe finally got bored. Then in 2003, Frane is 73 years old. He buys a lottery ticket. First time in 40 years. Guess what? He wins. 800,000 euros, about $1 million. Let that sink in. 7 deadly accidents, 0 deaths. Then he wins the lottery. Now here's where the story gets interesting. Most people would take that money and run. Buy a mansion, drive fancy cars, live like royalty. Frane did that. For a while, he bought a house, he bought a boat, he lived the high life. But then he looked around. He looked at his friends, his family, the chaos he'd survived, the 7 times he should have died, and he realized something. Money didn't change his life, it changed his stress. It didn't make him happier, it just made him more anxious. So in 2010, he did something shocking. He sold the mansion, gave the most of the money away to his friends and family, moved back into a small apartment, used the last of it to build a shrine to Virgin Mary to say thank you. Thank you for the train, thank you for the plane, and for the bus, the 2 cars, the cliff, and all of it. Frano Selak passed away in 2016, natural causes, at 87 years old. No explosions, no crashes, just peace. When I first found this story, I was looking for murder. Instead, I found a man who made me question everything I thought I knew about luck. Was he unlucky? 7 accidents say yes. Was he lucky? 7 survivors and $1 million say yes. Maybe luck isn't about what happens to you. Maybe it's about what doesn't kill you and what you do with the time you have left. Frane used his time to give everything away and to say thank you. That's not luck. That's something better. Thanks for watching. And if today feels rough, just remember the guy on the tree watching his car explode. You are actually doing okay.